Now we're going to learn about stars and geese with Kimberly Einmo from Easy Quilting by Wrights.
Thank you, Sue. It's great to be here.
Well, tell us about the beautiful quilts on the wall.
Well, these were quilts made with sawtooth stars, the traditional sawtooth stars, and flying geese units. And if you'll notice, what makes up those star points are flying geese. So if you can master piecing those, you can master these beautiful stars.
And we have another colorway over here.
Same pattern, just done with completely different colors, and you get a completely different look, and it's very quick and easy.
That would be neat for a home that used those bright orangey colors. But tell us about the special one on the table.
Well, everybody likes to take vacations, and when you come home from vacations, you want a way to showcase your memories. And some people, even sewers and quilters, they like to collect trims or pins or things on their travels, and this is a good way to showcase those. So I'd like to teach you how to showcase your memories with a sawtooth star block and put it into a little quilt you can put on the wall.
I see the little pins.
Right, and I just collected those on a recent cruise I was on from the different ports of call.
Oh, and I know you were teaching on that cruise.
Right.
Yeah, quilting cruise.
It was very fun.
You had a really good tip for the label.
Right, you can just print a photo, a favorite photo, to fabric and use a wavy blade on your rotary cutter and cut it out and glue it on. There's also those pre-made appliques you can just glue on. And I made a pocket instead of just a label. I made a pocket to put some postcards in, or you could put, you know, your treasures that you could just hang with it. So they're always close by.
And I know you had another idea over on this side.
Well, here we just I took some photos from the cruise and some postcards, and again printed them to fabric with the dates and the information I wanted to save. And here was some fun fabric I found that wasn't cotton, but I wanted to include, so I just glued it on or used a fusible.
But the key today is the piecing.
It is.
And I know you've done a lot of traveling, and so it's great to be able to make more than one quilt, lots of different ideas. But you're going to teach us to make this element, which could be a star or a geese.
Or geese,
could
right.
be big or little.
Well, a lot of people have trouble with these triangles because there's a lot of bias in them. But I'm going to show you how to cut them, and if you use a very accurate 1/4 inch seam on your sewing machine, you'll have no trouble with these units.
All right.
So you're going to take your ruler and you lay it on your strip, and
now
all
we're
these.
cutting this one, right? Let me take this out so I don't get confused.
Right, and you always start with strips of fabric, and based on the size, and all the instructions for this will be on the website.
Great.
So we're going to start with your strip of fabric, and here we're using a 3-inch strip, and you line it up along the bottom of the ruler here where it says 3 inches, and you're just going to make your cut. And this center unit is your geese unit because it's the center, and each goose has 2 wings, so now we're going to cut the wings.
These would be the next to cut.
Right.
So these were pre-cut strips.
Pre-cut according to the instructions, but you can cut them in a variety of sizes, from as small as 2 inches up to 6.5. So for this, we're going to cut the wings, and you're going to line it up again along the 3-inch line because that is the strip of fabric that we're using.
You're cutting that double.
Yes, because you need 2. So you would put it right sides together.
And would you trim off this little extra there?
Yes, sure
you
would.
Make that really clean.
Nice and clean, exactly. Okay. And then you've got a mirror image, and you need that mirror image to make this work. And the little lopped off edge is where the magic really is. Now with batiks like I'm using,
this little lopped off edge.
yes, with batiks there's really no right or wrong, but it is critical when you're using a printed fabric or another kind of cotton fabric.
And that lopped off edge is what allows you to piece this. Now this also would be for the big ones.
It sure would, and we can go ahead and for the outer star points on the quilt, for the goose center, we would use a strip of fabric that is, we'll line it up right here, and for this one it's 5.5-inch strips. Again, you're going to line it up right where the arrow shows, and you're going to make your cut.
Okay.
So that's
so you
very
would
easy.
cut all your pieces first.
Yes.
And then you would go to the machine.
Right, and we have those steps right here. What you're going to do is you're going to line up your lopped off edge, that little flat top, with the flat top on your geese unit, and your pointy edge to the pointed edge on your wing unit. And once you have those lined up, You would use a very good 1/4-inch seam, and I love these feet with the little guides on the side. It makes a perfect seam.
And most machines have those available today,
Right.
where you can get a foot with a flange along the edge.
That's correct.
And straight stitch, little shorter stitch length?
Yes,
too?
2.0 on the computerized machines.
Okay, and then let's take a look at the next one.
Right.
Here would be the next step
And
to...
it's very critical that you press open the first side. Once you've sewn that first side, you have to press it open before you add the second wing or the second triangle unit.
So, but now I see why this flat edge is important.
It is. It
That's
helps
what
you
you're
line
matching.
that up, and it gives you your perfect 1/4-inch seam. And then you would sew the other side.
So
like
if we
that.
take a look again at the finished quilt, we see that you have just pieced several of those to create the inner ring, and then several larger ones.
Right.
And you could do this in lots of different colors. And if somebody didn't have the opportunity to take a trip yet, they could do the same quilt in other colorways with a solid center
It takes
square.
just a couple hours to piece these quilts. They're very fast and easy.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I know our viewers are going to want to make one of these. Be sure to keep watching to see how America quilts creatively.